Hello and welcome to a new short video. Today we're going to have a look at the Bishop Cubed RBA by Ambition Mods and the Vaping Gentleman Club. Yeah, it's the quite successful story of the Bishop series, which is the Bishop RTA, which came first, and after that the Ripley RDTA, so the same concept as a top coil atomizer. And now we have the Bishop Cubed, because it's a different format. It's an RBA, it's a Boro compatible device for Boro compatible devices, as billet boxes and all, spreading mods and things which are Boro compatible. This one is around the €50 bench. And we're gonna have a look. Here we can see what is inside. So we have the Bishop Cubed and a second tank, which is definitely a nice thing, and spare kits, blind pin, and different kind of pins, because the airflow concept is the same as on the Bishop RTA and the Ripley RDTA. And that means we have the option to have airflow from one side or from two sides, which is completely new in my opinion for a Boro compatible device, because normally we only have the chance to have an airflow from one side. And what is new to me is the fact that for a Bishop series device that we don't have a tight pin inside. So the smallest airflow you can have here, which is included in the package, is 1.2 millimeter pin, because the other side you can take blind pin. So you've got the 1.2, 1.6 and 2 millimeters included. And that means that this device goes a little bit more in the RDL direction than in the MTL direction, which is interesting, because the Bishop series normally is an absolutely MTL device, and here, in my opinion, Ambition Mods decided to go here more in the RDL section, and I think that this complete billet box community is more the restricted direct lung and direct lung community, and so this is not going so much in the MTL direction. But a few days ago, I just read that there are also the 1 millimeter pins now coming out. So in Italy, Vaping Gentleman already has them, and I don't know if all other vendors will also have them. No idea. So the 1 millimeter screws are definitely out right now. And I think the 0.8 also. So that means we will have a tight MTL possibility for the Cubed also. So, okay, let's go inside. We have the Cubed, which is a complete Boro tank, similar to the Vape Snail, which was the first RBA with an included tank. And we have also this spare tank here, which is a little bit darker. Very nice that it is included. There's one 1.2 millimeter screw I just put out because I have a blind pin in here to have a tighter MTL draw. We have a spares bag, which has, O-rings, stuff, the screws, the other screws, and yeah. So here, gaskets, O-rings, stuff, and the other pins. Quite good. And we have a small manual, which is not really a manual, and there is something I'm missing. I don't know if we want to talk here right now. There is, if you break this apart, there's only one chance to put it back together, and this direction is not marked. And that's something I'm I think I'm just missing on a manual, because this is not a manual. So this can be strange to some people if you are putting it out and putting it back together, and you just realize that it does not work putting together. Okay, but we will see. That's not a thing actually. So we have in my opinion, very, very new option for a Boro device, which means you can have an airflow from two sides. So I never saw that on an RBA, and therefore we have an absolute clever design, and this design is that the air is going here completely round. That is clever, and I never saw this on a Boro device. I mean, on a classic Boro tank, it does not work because there is no option to have a side airflow. Of course, you need an extra Boro tank, self-designed to do this. And so this is clever. So you can see that air is going completely round. Great. I absolutely love it for that, because that is an option we never saw before. You can see that we have a very large fill holes here, and this is also a thing which is, in my opinion, really, really great, because you can fill actually or open this fill holes with both hands, just the way you like it, and the other side just stays inside, or you just pull it out and put it back in. This is a design I just like. I think that is good. We have a 510 which is included, so you don't need any accessory for putting your coil in, and for dry firing, and for standing, and etc. So this is just built in, which is very, very nice. We have a chimney which you can put on and off with threads. This is definitely okay. It's not bad, but there is one thing you have in mind, and it's very, very important. When you're gonna use this inside a Boro device, please keep in mind that this chimney must be put together and threaded in very, very tight, because if you're gonna use this in a Boro device, and you're gonna use the strip tip adapter or hybrid or whatever you need, and you put this tight in, because you need a good connection, of course, a good negative connection. And now, if you want to remove the tank or the drip tip, your O-ring from the 510 adapter can move the chimney if it is not tight. And this happened to me quite a lot of time. I'm going to show you if this chimney is a little bit loose inside. And now we're going to put this in, and now I'm going to, so you can see my 510 is now opening the chimney. And in this case, sorry, I'm a little bit ill, and now liquid will run inside your chamber. So this is just from the design concept, one thing you really, really need to understand: make this tight when using it. Very, very important. I mean, the chimney itself here with the threads is not really a bad thing, because if you're going to remove it, you can now remove this part here, and then you can clean and wash everything pretty easy. This is quite good. And of course, you can have access to your deck. Even here with dry O-rings, it is okay, even not so easy, but it is okay. And now we're going to have a look here at the chamber airflow whatever unit. We have these wicks, which we know from the Bishop series. or from the Bishop RTA, because the RTA definitely works different. Interesting thing here is these very, very small cutouts are not set up in the same direction. So these cutouts are set up like this, and these setups are cut out like this. And if you know the concept, and if you know the Fleshy Vapor and the DLC wicks from the Fleshy Vapor, you know that you can set them as you like. And my typical wick setting is like this, in this direction, because the liquid is running in this direction to the complete width of your cotton. But why is it like this? Because you can remove these wicks. I can't tell you why these are removable, and I can't tell you if it is a good or a bad thing. I think it's just important to know that they are removable, that you can exchange them. But in my opinion, it wouldn't be too bad if these were just fixed. I don't know. It's just a guess and just a thought. But important to know that you can replace them, and important to know that you should check out if these are installed properly, if these are tight, and of course, because of the threads inside, these small slots are not in the same direction. But I mean, not very important. For the airflow pins, same concept as typical Bishop style. We have these pins with the O-rings, easy peasy to change. Very, very nice. And here on the other side, I'm gonna use the blind pin, because I mean, yeah, it's just too much airflow otherwise for me. But I'm very happy that there are now the 1mm and 0.8mm pins available right now. For me, the Bishop always was best with either 2 1mm pins or one side 1.2mm pin. That was best for me. The 0.8, the 2 by 0.8, it was the airflow just felt a little bit strange. I just had the feeling that it was not so perfect. So for me, the one side 1.2mm works absolutely great. Really, really good. So you can see we've got a dome here that works all very, very, very fine. And here we've got the deck, which is of course typical style of Bishop. But in my opinion, the post screws are exchanged, so they are not in the old position. I think, I don't have a Bishop here right now, but I think the positions were changed. On the Bishop, they were here, and now they are changed, which is a good thing, because I'm always building coils exactly like this. And for the Bishop, it always was the wrong direction, and I had to make a new coil. We have the old helpers for the cotton, which is also somehow the same thing. But all in all, the airflow feels a little bit different to me. You see that we have these cutouts here on the Bishop. These were circular cutouts, exactly in the in this position and this position. So here we have a different design of these cutouts, which makes some kind of air turbulence inside. And the interesting thing here is that, in my opinion, this Bishop Cubed is better for standard flavor liquids, not tobacco liquids. That means that for standard fruity, creamy, etc. Flavors, this one is better than the other two Bishop series RTAs. So for me, for my feelings and for my behaviors and habits, the Bishop Cubed flavor-wise is better because it's not in the direction of this tobacco-only atomizer. This is more open to more different flavors. Yeah, great. I'm not breaking this apart because this is quite clear. We have a positive pin here. We have an insulator around here. I think this is all very clear and you don't have to do anything here. Now, for the one thing which I was missing in the manual, you can see that the dimensions for the deck and the outside chamber are not exactly the same. So we have more width on this side than on this side. And this is, sorry, just I have to cough, I'm really sorry. And this is the same in here. So that means that we have a certain direction we have to put this thing together, otherwise it will not work. That means your fill ports on top, the Ambition Mods logo on top. So this is the correct thing, and then you have to check out. I didn't really manage to do it, but I think that the serial number on top was this. The serial number on top towards the fill holes. So now this is put together. If you try to do this somehow different, it will not work. So if I gonna do this round, you cannot put it together. It's not possible. And also, if you say, I want to see the Bishop³ logo, no, it will not work like this. So you're gonna see the tank here stands here outside and here inside, so this will not work like this, and your doors for your Boro compatible devices will not fit tight. So no chance. So I will put the chimney very tight together right now. So put this all together good, fine, and then we will have a coil, a mod, a screwdriver, and of course a nice wire by Suprema Ratio, typical, and then a 2.5 coil chick, typical for the Bishop. That is also the small clamp holders under the head screw. But you should check out to bend over your wire a little bit, because I found out that there is a little bit too much space between the wire holder and the head of the screw. So this is somehow a little bit more made for bigger wires than for MTL only wires. So just a few indications, the airflow pins and also the post screws or the wire helpers, indicators for this is a little bit more a RDL device than an MTL device. But on the other side, if you manage to put in your thin wire here, which is of course absolutely no problem, you will realize that the MTL experience is very good. So 10 watts right now. Yeah, I think that's good. I'm gonna put the coil very low. Another interesting factor to check out is what's the airflow position, what's the coil position. So you're gonna see that now my airflow screw will hit my coil, yeah, right in the middle, I would say. But just check it out. On the Bishop series, I normally try to put my coil as low as possible. That works for me best. Then we're gonna use some cotton here. As normal, we don't need a lot of cotton. Quite clear for the Bishop series. And now, just typical, we're gonna cut it pretty short. I think this side needs to be cut a little bit shorter. That should work. Gonna use some, I don't know, I think this one here. My lovely Berlin Mint Club here. Hilda. Pretty nice stuff. So now we just check that the cotton is sitting in these cotton wells pretty well. I'm gonna check out if it's firing, and most important, we're gonna check out when we are putting on our deck. So that's the wrong position right now, as you can see. So we're gonna move it around. So now we're gonna check out if it's firing. Yeah, it's all good. And then we can put it in our Boro device, put on the drip tip adapter, and gonna see if we have contact. Yeah, it's fine. And then moving one side or both sides. And then putting on the silicone filling helpers, and then ready, steady, go. So it is a really fantastic draw. So the 1.2 millimeters on one side and the other side the blind pin is a really good draw, a very silent, a flashy vapor-like, of course a Bishop-like draw is really good. It's not the typical airy sound from the bottom airflow devices where all the air is coming from the positive pin. No, it's a very nice and silent draw, and flavor-wise, it feels great, and it really is a fantastic flavor. And now, new to me for the Bishop series, it's more open towards standard flavors like fruity stuff, like creamy stuff. So this is an absolutely not tobacco only device. I'm also very happy that the other screws came out, the 0.8 and the 1 millimeter. So now we've got the tight MTL users now have the ability to use 2 screws, which I could not use because 2 by 1.2 millimeters is too much for me. That would be around a single 1.7. So this is not MTL for me anymore, not possible. I also would really like to see 0.9 millimeter screws for the complete Bishop series. No idea, maybe if it will come sometimes, because the 0.8 I think the air inside the small chamber in the Ripley series generally is, with the 0.8 millimeter screws, is a little bit too fast. It just feels a little bit strange. I think 0.9 millimeters would be a great choice. Normally, I would vape the Bishop series with two 1 millimeter screws, but this is quite an open MTL, so one side the blind pin and one side the 1.2 is great, but then it's throated wise and flavor wise a little bit stronger than when I would use two sides. So I mean, good options, great options, a lot to do, but maybe just an idea to also have 0.9 millimeter screws. So the Bishop Cubed, all in all, is for me a really good device. For the €50 benchmark, you will have an extra spare tank. I mean, of course, it would be great to have the 0.8 and 1 millimeter screws inside already in the package. Yes, quite clear. But I think this RBA for Boro compatible devices is great. It's great for a wide variety of flavors, very easy to wick, and somehow for different flavors slightly better than the Bishop RTA and the Ripley RTTA. Interesting thing, but for me it is what it is. So all in all, really nice job, really nice job, a very good RBA. And that's all for today, so thanks a lot, bye bye.